Well, welcome to Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News. Our program today brought to you by Best of the West Properties. They are our brand new sponsor. Welcome. Also, Dennis Scherg of Edward Jones, 82 Coffee Company, Susan McRae Accounting, and Dream Motors. And today, Zach McRae, Dillon Beaver head football coach. Welcome, Zach.
Yeah.
It's been a year. Last time we were here, we had a nice state championship trophy and everything else. And
yeah, thanks for having me. You know, what an exciting start to the year. And just looking forward. Got our first home game last week and get to play in front of Beaver Nation again this week. And so nothing but fun.
Well, and your boys had fun too.
Yeah.
They opened up with a dominating 55-0 shutout of Stevensville. And I understand the clock was running towards the end of the first quarter. You know, runaways like that, they're good and bad.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is you got a chance to probably give a lot of kids a chance to play that might normally not get one.
Yeah, there's no question. I was really proud of our preparation. We took that kind of 0 week bye week, and as that Friday rolled along, we were a little jealous of all the teams around the state playing themselves some high school football. And so, you know, it didn't matter who we were playing. We were fired up to be out there. We've got hungry dudes. We've got passionate young men that are excited to play football and, you know, try to accomplish some of our big goals. And so we just took it play by play and told them, you know, if the coaches got to call the dogs off, let us call the dogs off, and you just keep competing. And I just thought it was complete domination. I think it was 3 yards passing and 3 yards rushing by Steve I. We don't necessarily keep game records, but 6 yards of total offense has to be up there.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, pretty good showing from our defense, and so nothing but cool. But our goals are a lot bigger than a week 1 win, and so we are on to the next and excited for who we got coming in.
Well, you got a target on your back. You're the defending state champs.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying, and I would say that. Our expectations of ourselves are so much bigger than anybody could put on us. And so, you know, certainly we embrace a part of the target on our back, but, you know, we're thankful to be part of a program that has high expectations. I'm thankful that people want to see us succeed. It's weird when we don't. I wouldn't want to be part of a program that was settling for 500. And so we embrace those expectations, but like I said, behind closed doors, there's nothing you couldn't put more expectations on than we put on ourselves, and so we're just trying to chase it down and get better week by week.
Well, you know, when a team wins the state championship, for the most part, you lose kids through graduation.
Yeah.
They move on to college and stuff like that, and they always talk about that word rebuilding, and I'm guessing just by the demonstration from Friday night, there was no rebuilding. It was just reloading.
Yeah, you know, certainly accomplishing the goal last year was really cool. But I've been very proud. You know, we're a process motivated team. You know, the state championship trophy has created a lot of good memories for us. But that's the 2023 team, and I think some of the guys that we have back have some really quality memories from there. You know, I'll always remember running on that field after we scored at the end at the 2-point conversion. That's something you won't be able to take away from me. But in 100% honesty, the next day, you know, I was already thinking about how we're going to replace and you know what schemes we're going to use and the things we needed to do to rebuild, because it is just so much fun working with these kids, and I don't take that for granted for one day. And so we turned the page pretty quickly. I know that basketball team had to because they needed to accomplish and chase down their own goals. And so, you know, what a cool program to be part of, working with Coach Edwards at the basketball and now Jason Truman with the track and you know, I'm doing the baseball. We have high expectations across the board, and so this stuff is just rinse and repeat for us.
Okay, well, let's get a little more specific with the 24 Beavers.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. You lost a pretty good guy at quarterback, but
Yeah.
you turned around and replaced a relative of his.
Yeah, and actually I want to backtrack, because when you're talking about Key, we started to add up our former Dillon Beavers playing college football, and we got to 16. We have 16 college football players right now. You know, Key at the Cats, we got a couple at Carroll, a few at Western, We got 2 at Tech. We got 1 at Arizona Christian. We got 2 at College of Idaho. We got 1 at East LA Community College. And, we just started to add them up. And I think that's what a testament to the program. I don't know how many programs, can say that they have that many guys playing college football that can survive it. And, I know you saw that from some of our guys at Western. Coach Norris is doing an awesome job, and we're sure proud of our Beavers. But back to your question, replacing Keith Christensen, I mean, you're replacing off-field stuff just as much as you're doing on-field. And his cousin has done a phenomenal job taking those reins as a young sophomore, just like he did. But, yeah, you're losing Cooper Anderson, Max Davis, Landon Peterson, Keith Christensen, Cale Conan, all-time Beaver greats. And the cool thing is we just have guys that are ready to play. We got 2 running backs that are chomping at the bit for carries. They just sat behind one of the best Beaver backs in Beaver history. And so all these guys are so excited for this year and their role that, I think you saw a lot of that passion Friday night against Stevie.
Well, there were some 1969 Beavers in town for a little reunion.
Oh, awesome.
Who happened to be at that Beaver game, and they were talking about the size of your
Sure.
line, either defense or front. They said their running backs are bigger than our linemen were
Yeah.
in those days.
Those guys have put in a lot of work, Wally, and it's been pretty fun working with them. Taylor Hanlos has played a lot of snaps for us. Misael Jimenez, we call him the Missile, has played a lot of snaps from us. Will Ellis, God, it feels like we've had an Ellis in our programs now for 20 years, and so we wouldn't be able to do what we do without those big boys up front, and I think they dominated the line of scrimmage, and we lean on them a lot. And so I agree, we are a big team, and those guys put in a lot of work to look like that.
Well, you've got the skill players back. You've got the line players back. How's your special teams? Because I know a lot of people don't talk about that.
Sure.
But special teams will win or lose a football game.
Yeah, I learned a lesson 5 years ago. We played Laurel at home in a state semifinal game, and I thought we were better than them, and I didn't do a good enough job coaching the punt team, and we snapped a ball over the punter's head and they scored, and they slammed a punt and they scored, and so that was 14 points right off the start. We ended up losing 17-19, and so learned the lesson young in my coaching career that it all matters, and I thought that was evident this week. Sawyer Tackett's done a really good job as kind of our specialist kicker punter, and we slammed a punt for a touchdown and we returned a punt for a touchdown. And so all 3 phases of the game, everybody's got a role, and it's just been really fun.
Okay, well, let's talk coaches real quick before we take a break.
Yeah.
You have a new face in the coaching, and a guy who was there for a long, long time is now retired.
Yeah, we're dealing with some firsts here that we haven't done in a long time. Between Gary Ferris and Brett Carver, I think we lost 65 years of experience in that. I don't know how many people can say that. Those are lifelong Beavers, contributed almost as long as I've been alive, high quality people. And Wally, we miss them. We miss their presence. We're excited for them to move on to the next phase. We don't necessarily love where Carver went, but we'll have to give them a little pass. But Gary and Brett are, they got Dylan Beaver running through their blood, and so we're experiencing a bunch of firsts without them, and that's sad, and it can be a little bit bittersweet. But boy, we replaced them with some good dudes. We didn't get too far off the Beaver coaching tree. We got Jason Ferris as our defensive coordinator. A great Beaver, a great dog. Was in an NFL mini camp, and so he brings a wealth of knowledge and passion. We also brought a Nordahl back. Todd Nordahl is our offensive line guy, and he's doing a phenomenal job. He's teaching in our district, and he's doing a great job connecting with the kids. And then Tanner Harrell is our defensive line coach. And obviously, Western Bulldog fans will remember that name. He is a stud on that defense. And then, kind of interestingly brought Junior Mataafa on. And I played with Junior at Western, Man, what a cool family it is to chase down these goals. Our assistant coaches do a tremendous job. I know I put a lot on them. I know they don't love everything I say, but there's no way I would be here without them, without the support of them. They work their tails off for these kids, and we're just lucky to have them.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and talk about who's coming to town on Friday, and we'll do it after this message on Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News.
Summer days are cooling down, but the deals at Dream Motors are hotter than ever. Stop by 445 North Montana Street and check out these hot deals. Or give us a call at 406-596-1874.
Okay, Friday night, Columbia Falls comes to town.
Yeah.
They were here a little while ago. That was the team that caused a lot of heart-stopping excitement
Sure.
at Vigilante Field a little less than a year ago. 36-35 was
Yeah.
the score. Class A stat championship went to the Beavs. Wildcats, they're one of those teams that got that early start on you. They're 1-1. Lost to Frenchtown the opening weekend, and then shut out Browning last weekend.
Yeah.
So, what do we have to see when the Wildcats come to town?
Yeah, they're good. They play hard. They replaced their coach, and I think the coach now is actually a former Western guy, Kelly Houle, and he's doing a great job. He's picking up right where they left off, and they're big and they're physical. They got a sophomore quarterback that resembles the kid from last year. He throws a great deep ball. They play a fast, physical, branded defense. They had some scheme things that were a little bit weird against Frenchtown, and they took advantage of it. And I think later in that game, they recovered a fumble for a touchdown. And so, not that any score is misleading, but certainly closer than the score indicated. And then went up and took care of business against Browning. And so we're excited. Around town, you bump into some folks, and here's the rematch, and they're gonna be really hungry to come down and play here. And I just like to remind them that we're hungry to play them. We like this matchup. We like playing them. Nothing but respect for Columbia Falls, and we are very excited for the challenge. Super excited to be in front of our home crowd again, and we don't take these opportunities for granted. And so, today was right back to work, and yeah, we're just nothing but excited.
Okay, let's look at the league. How does this side of the state look as far as going into the year?
Yeah, I don't mean to give you a whole bunch of coach speak, but when we look at this schedule, it's really kind of take it one game at a time. Every once in a while, once we started watching Columbia Falls, obviously that made us watch Frenchtown, and Frenchtown looks good on film. We're hearing some of the other scores, but to tell you what Whitefish is or to tell you what Hamilton is would just be an extension of somebody else's opinion. We hear Billings Central's good, we hear Havre's good, but we just kind of like to focus our energy on the task at hand, and we'll get to those teams when that opportunity arises, and Columbia Falls has our full attention.
Well, I went to a national championship banquet a few years ago, and the basketball coach said that what he told his girls before the season started, he said, I want you to practice hard, I want you to play hard, but most of all, I want you to have fun.
Sure.
And I think you pretty much epitomize that, you and your staff, on how you coach the Beavers. I think it's the same formula how Jeff coaches the basketball team, and it's a really simple, basic, but really meaningful philosophy.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We're all coming from the coaching tree of Terry Thomas, and I know Jeff has got to see it a couple different ways from some different coaches. Just like I have Ryan Norris as part of the coaching tree, the guy that helped mentor me, and you pick up things here and there. B.J. Robertson, the 1 year I was at Montana with Bobby Houck and at the junior college, you kind of pick things from each, and we got a darn good coaches tree that have impacted us in a lot of ways. And so to be able to go out and compete with young men, I think is something that I'll always appreciate. we have kids that they let us coach them hard. We certainly don't. We only coach the things that they're doing on the field. We don't take for granted that we do coach them hard. And like I said about my assistants, we know that it's hard to take all the coaching. We're not naive to think that they love everything that we say, but they look us in the eye and they nod their head. And this is about the Dillon Beavers. I think Jeff would say the same. We take off kind of the me. And this is about the Dillon Beavers. You're wearing it on your chest. I know I'm proud to wear it here. That doesn't just happen in the classroom. It just doesn't happen on the field. Everywhere we go, we're a Dillon Beaver. I'm the Dillon football head coach everywhere I go, and I don't take that for granted. Our kids epitomize, especially by our leaders, our captains, Taylor Hamlos, Misael Jimenez, Ian Singleton, and Carter Curnow. They're better people off the field. And, I know what you see. You see them do these great things on the field, but to be able to communicate with them, see the things they do in the community, see the way they treat people, there's no better gig in America. And so I'm grateful for it each and every day. I'm proud to be a Beaver. I'm proud to be a dog. I think that means something. It doesn't just mean something in Dillon. It means something in the state, and it means something in the nation. And so just to be in that, it's easy to work hard when you love what you do. So it's been nothing but fun.
Okay, well, Zach, 7 o'clock Friday night,
Yeah.
Vigilante Field,
Let's
Columbia
go.
Falls comes to town. Kickoff, go down there, have some fun, cheer the Beavers on. Bring bug spray too. I hear the bugs are out a little bit. Maybe the smoke will keep the bugs
Yeah,
away.
for sure.
Yeah. So, but Zach, thanks for joining us. We'll do this again. We'll catch up on what's happening with Beaver football.
Yep.
And good luck Friday night.
Awesome. Thanks, and thanks for having me. This is really cool.
Yep. Our program today has been brought to you by Best of the West Properties, Dennis Scherg of Edward Jones, 82 Coffee Company, Susan McRae Accounting, and Dream Motors. We'll see you next time on Extra Point on Southwestern Montana News.